Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
Akwa Ibom, Siyana baraswele ki songe mananye. Akwa Ibom ojit,
You are welcome to Akwa Ibom 6, the land of uncommon transformation. Come and join us, live amongst us, and invest, and you will not regret. I welcome you.
The road to success has never been easy, not for an individual, a corporate entity, or even a nation. However, careful and meticulous planning on the part of a visionary leader, nudged on by a supportive followership, have proven to be the panacea for success. This is the story of Akwa Ibom State, a state that has risen from the throes of servitude to become the reference point in good governance in Nigeria, courtesy of the focused leadership of Governor Godswill Akpabio and his dedicated team. That Akwa Ibom State is in a hurry to develop is no longer news, as Governor Akpabio had said this at different fora. What is news is that the drive has been matched with sound policy and sound action geared towards turning the state into an industrial hub in the Gulf of Guinea. That the state is in dire need of quality partnership to consolidate on her gains so far is not in doubt. It therefore came as no surprise that the clarion call for those in the diaspora to join hands with those at home to fast-track her development culminated in the Akwa Ibom Economic Summit held from the 3rd to the 4th of August at Westin Hotel, Houston, Texas, under the aegis of Akwa Ibom Indigenous Diaspora Network with the theme, Moving Akwa Ibom Forward.
On your own, you decided that you want to showcase your state, you want to bring investment to the state. You have formed a company called Akwa Ibom Diaspora Network Limited, and then you've also been able to galvanize a lot of investors from across America and Europe, and they are all heading back home to come and do something to create jobs. For this, I congratulate all of you.
The Economic Summit, which was well attended by captains of industry of Akwa Ibom extraction in the diaspora, attracted well over 25 major corporations and companies in the United States and Canada, as well as the United States bilateral African chambers of commerce, who made presentations and expression of interest. Governor Akpabio, while addressing the forum, revealed that over 1,000 youths from the state will benefit from the first batch of training and economic empowerment program designed by Akwa Ibom professionals under the auspices of Ibom Diaspora Trust to foster the culture of entrepreneurship in the state.
I just want to say that I'm happy to join you on this occasion of your Economic Summit and Investment Expo for 2012 with great pride and happiness. By this gesture, you have found the flame of Akwa Ibom patriotism and of course Nigeria's nationalism in the hearts of all patriotic people of Nigeria, outside Nigeria.
The first dispatch I'm going to send as Mr. President's envoy is that I came, I saw, and I'm a witness that the revolution we've been waiting for the Nigerian dream, has started in Akwa Ibom. And that the summit here in Houston was a grand platform for that declaration, and I'll go into detail. It's not just a political talk. I'm going to suggest that the IDT example, as it takes off in Akwa Ibom, should be replicated all over Nigeria.
Collaboratively, we worked with the U.S. Bilateral African Chamber of Commerce. That was basically the event, although we are partnering with them, and their job was to source for companies, local companies, who are willing to come to Akwa Ibom State and invest. They did a very good job, and I am proud of what they did. Through them, we are able to make contacts with quite a lot of companies in the Houston area, and also a few came all the way from Canada.
The aim of this event is to expose Akwa Ibom to the potentials that we have and to be able to attract investors from around the world to come and invest in Akwa Ibom State. And in doing so, we are able to create jobs for the teeming population of Akwa Ibom State.
We brought in companies from Canada, companies from the UK, companies from the United States, and companies already on the ground in Nigeria. It is my pleasure to report that the event was a massive success.
The governor did not hide his delight at the benefits the summit portends for the state and urged Akwa Ibom Diaspora Network AIDN to explore ways and means to attract foreign direct investments to the state. The Akwa Ibom Chief Executive assured would-be investors of his administration's continued cooperation, emphasizing that policies and incentives have been put in place to make the state an investor's delight. While insecurity remains a real threat to developmental aspirations of a people, of which Akwa Ibom is not immune to, it is heartwarming to know that there are tangible and verifiable efforts at providing round-the-clock security for lives and property in Akwa Ibom State. This much, the Secretary to the State Government, Umano Kunumana, who chaired the business session of the summit, trumped up to shore up the confidence of would-be investors that their investments are in safe hands in Akwa Ibom.
I dare say that Akwa Ibom State today, being the largest oil-producing state in Nigeria, is certainly a state that discerning investors cannot afford to ignore. We also know that Akwa Ibom State today is a peaceful and safe state because the security challenges we had in the past 2 years have been frontally addressed by government, and today we can say that the state is peaceful and safe, and that is why every weekend now we have people visiting from all over Nigeria, from other African countries, and even from other countries around the world to play golf in our 5-star facility.
To buttress the views of the SSG, the security apparatus in the state were recently reorganized to make them more effective. Operation Aduma was rebranded Operation Thunder and provided with Hilux jeeps, complete with state-of-the-art communication gadgets to combat crime more effectively. This was also complemented with the launch of Quick Response Squad unveiled by the IGP, Mohammed Abubakar. A combination of these efforts have made Akwa Ibom one of the safest places to live, work and do business in Nigeria.
I want to thank the security chiefs for a job well done so far, because in the midst of major insecurity in the country, Akwa Ibom has remained an oasis of peace. To God be the glory. They have shut down every bandit and kept faith, and they have kept step with the perpetrators of insecurity. They have made our society more secure, and we have been able to focus more on our uncommon transformation as a government. Because they have done so much, we have decided to re-equip them with the latest technology, the latest vehicles, and in order to encourage them to do more. So the vehicles you are seeing here are not ordinary. They have the control room capable of looking at one another wherever they are across the state. They also have the capability to talk to one another no matter the part of the state that they are in. And we decided even to write numbers on the vehicles, toll-free, so you can make a phone call. Write it, anybody that comes across any of these vehicles on the road, copy the number down. Make a phone call when there is any security infraction, wherever you are. And you'll be rest assured that the men that you are seeing today will be there. Real time, on time, within time, to ensure your safety.
He will not be doing justice to him if we do not recognize the effort he has put in achieving his vision. It is not just enough for you to have a vision. The vision must be followed up with actions. What necessitated changing it from Operation Aduma to what it is today, Operation Thunder? The need to make it more competent, more purposeful, to be more reactionary, to be able to respond to the needs of the people of Akwa Ibom State.
On his part, in his welcome address, President of AIDN, Mr. Clement Ikbat, underscored the need to make sacrifices for the development and growth of Akwa Ibom.
Members of AIDN present here are mindful of the roles that they have to play as diaspora citizens towards actualizing the industrialization policy of our governor, Chief Akwa. And today's summit marks us out as determined stakeholders, willing and ready to contribute in various ways towards, first of all, attracting investors into our state in order to boost economic growth of our state.
Dovetailing the economic summit was the 25th annual convention of AKISAN held in Orlando. Governor Pabio, who was represented by his deputy Nsima Ekere, reminded the people of the need to be good ambassadors in their place of domicile. He also pleaded with them to use their experience and expertise to hone the skills of their brothers at home for the development of the state. As part of activities to mark the event, a special presentation showcasing the investment opportunities that abound in the state was unveiled. It was also an opportunity to show those in the diaspora the gargantuan strides of uncommon transformation back home. It will be recalled that prior to the economic summit, AIDN sometime in 2011 at a breakfast meeting in Government House in Uyo had intimated the governor of their capacity to deliver in key areas of the economy. Governor Pabio, not known to shy away from the big occasion, intimated his august visitors of his industrialization plan for the state and that a whopping 20 billion naira have been set aside for the purpose. The Akwa Ibom #1 citizen also revealed his plans for the Ibom Industrial City and a Ibaka Deep Sea Port, which the federal government has agreed to partner with the state in developing, which when completed would be a major boost to the economic potentials not only to the state but also Nigeria and indeed the Gulf of Guinea.
We have acquired over 14,000 hectares of land on the shoreline in about 5 local governments in the state and parcellated them, and then that area has been mapped a free trade zone. The federal government has given a license to make that place an export free trade zone. And so what that means in essence is that you can come in there and do business and you now have all the tax rebates that you will need on earth. You know, you won't pay tax on this, you won't pay that, and so many waivers. So it's an attractive destination. And that place is going to be like an industrial hub. And we call it Ibaka Deep Sea Port Authority. Now, it will house a deep sea port, which currently is under contemplation by the Nigerian Port Authority, working in collaboration with the state government and the federal government. And if you have a deep sea port there, and you come in there to build your own industry, particularly taking advantage of the deep sea port, it means exporting the products at the end of the day will be very, very easy. So that, again, is another area. The deep sea port construction, we need partners. You see, the opportunities in the state for investment are enormous.
It could also be recalled that the policy framework and the methodology for the industrialization agenda of the administration was well marshaled out by Governor Akpabio in his inaugural address to the people as he took his oath of office for the second term as governor. The pursuit of an industrialized Akwa Ibom has given the needed boost to the maritime industry in the state, the transport sector especially, and in aviation, the agri sector, education, and many others. Concerted efforts in the maritime sector has attracted the federal government, which has approved Ibaka Deep Sea Port as an export processing zone. Also, the up-and-coming additional facilities to the Ibom International Airport, such as the Maintenance, Repair and Overhaul MRO facility, cargo operations, new international terminal building, new aprons and runways under construction, Akwa Ibom, no doubt, is a winner, an investor's delight.
When you take a look at the infrastructure that he has put in place, it's absolutely world class. Now, you take a look at what he has proposed to join with that infrastructure, and it gets even better. Now we're talking about an economic powerhouse. When you look at this proposed Ibaka Seaport that's got this naturally occurring deep harbor, when you combine that infrastructure with the new airport and the road systems, now you have a world-class distribution system. When you talk distribution, you're talking economic powerhouse, economic empowerment, and that's what this governor is doing.
I'm here to check out the possibilities for investment in Akwa Ibom. I've been very impressed with what we've seen so far, and the level of development is truly intriguing.
Foreign investment requires some security, and to understand that the basic elements of security can be present here, then it becomes possible to think about foreign investment. Further, for foreign investment to be successful, you need infrastructure. You need roads, you need electricity, you need all of the basic elements of the economy that make it possible to create a profit margin. So, those are kind of my two biggest messages to them, that it's safer than it would seem, and it's far more developed than you'd think. And there are upwards of 150 million people in this country that are free, well-educated, talented, eager to consume, and eager to work. So that's the lesson I'm taking away from Akwa Ibom.
In the area of self-sufficiency in power supply, the state is not doing badly, as installed capacity of Ibom Power Plant, IPP, can generate 191 megawatts of electricity. It is worthy of mention that the power base is being complemented with the harnessing of natural gas, of which Akwa Ibom has the greatest reserve along her coastline in Nigeria.
The power sector now, yes, it's a federal government thing at the moment, but we are pleading for deregulation. And if it's totally deregulated, it means the three segments of power, the generation, the transmission, and the distribution. We are vying for licenses. As of now, we have a license for generation. We have finished our independent power plant in one of our local governments, and we are producing 191 megawatts right now. We want to expand it to over 680 megawatts. So we need investors in that direction.
Perhaps the greatest achievement of the Governor Akpabio-led administration is the policy on free and compulsory education. This is so because it is the bedrock of human capital development. The policy was given an added boost with the commissioning of the Ibom e-library, which is bound to revolutionize the information communication technology ICT in the state. This will create the platform for Akwa Ibom children to compete on an equal pedestal with their peers globally.
So I want to thank you, Mr. Governor, for putting your money where your mouth is. to enjoy the privileges that we have known, the opportunities that we have had. And for this, over and beyond anything else, the physical structures which I have seen, so on, for me, they are all geared towards the same vision, towards the same end purpose. Structures are very useful, very pretty things, very useful things, of course. But ultimately, for me, it is rescuing the young generation from a permanence of underprivilege. I wish to thank you all for being part of this transformation.
Transformation in action. This is state of the art. The architecture is very impressive. It's a tremendous working environment. And what's interesting, you know, you're capturing the young people from a very early age. And nowadays, if you want to be up to speed, you have to be proficient in ICT. So it's a tremendous initiative, Governor. I want to congratulate you and Akwa Ibom State on this. It's futuristic. It's very impressive.
The people of the state and submitters had cause to thank God for a successful meeting and the opportunities available in the state. Bishop Cletus Bassi, who was part of the state delegation, in his homily, admonished the people to pray for the leadership in the state, as well as its peace and progress.
Almighty God, you're the only one. No matter what they say, when trouble comes my way, I will praise.
As part of the Akisan annual convention, a special gala was held in honor of Governor Akpabio, where a commemorative cake was cut to celebrate Akwa Ibom's 25th anniversary. The chairperson of the American Black Congregational Caucus, Sheila Lee, who was represented by her special assistant, Billy Hebron, presented a certificate of recognition to the governor in acknowledgement of the bold economic strides.
On behalf of the constituents of the 18th Congressional District of Texas, I take great pride in thanking His Excellency Governor Godswill Akpabio, Mr. Clement Ipa, Global Secretary President of the AIDN, all of the staff and special advisors for your tirelessly work to build viable industrial infrastructure and create an environment for sustainable development of the state. Because of this work, the stage has been set for industrialization for the Akwa Ibom state. Indeed, your successful work in the state and your shining example of leadership is truly worthy of the respect, the admiration, and commendation of the United States Congress. Signed, Sheila Jackson.
Dances and cultural displays were performed by Akwa Ibom children in the diaspora.
Thank you for joining me. Baby, let me teach you how to dance. You gon' be deep, one step. You gon' be now. I see you shake your body.
Akwa Ibom State has once again blazed the trail with the hosting of this economic summit. It is on record that the federal government has been advocating for this kind of partnership and synergy between Nigerians at home and those in the diaspora for the sole purpose of moving Nigeria forward. The Akwa Ibom example is therefore worthy of emulation. and it is hoped will add further to the gains so far made, projecting into a brighter future.